What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? Jeff, Allen, we are your Hill brothers. Well, Jeff, I think everybody and their brother, sister, aunties, uncles, I think they know why we're here. Um, North Carolina announced yesterday that they had let go of Hubert Davis. His 5-year tenure is up, and now it's like the title says, it's an end of an era. And for better or worse, this is where we're at. There's a lot of people that agree. I think there's a lot of people that disagree. And for better or for worse, it's the end of well, I say it's the end. Hope, in my opinion, I think this should be the end of keeping Carolina basketball in house, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. I said it before. I said it a couple of weeks ago or last week after we lost. I mean, the wells kind of run dry on that, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't see anybody out there that's worthy at this point.
Right.
So you start the family new, Yeah, you bring somebody in else, and they become family. There you go.
Yeah, and I think I heard an interesting point made either last night, today. This will be the first time since McGuire that there'll be a coaching hire outside of the University of North Carolina umbrella.
Yeah, right.
Potentially. I mean, who knows where the minds of, the chancellor and the two athletic directors are. But hopefully I did hear an interview with him with they did with Jones and Adam. Where they said, it's more important to get this coaching hire right than it is, to rush into something and not have our due diligence.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I listened to a bit of what Steve Newmark had to say. Yeah. I mean, it's, we've talked about it. We talked about how we felt about it after the VCU game. Hubert's a nice guy, man. Hubert loves Carolina. Nobody's denying that. Nobody's debating the fact that Hubert is not one of the nicest guys on the planet, that Hubert loves Carolina like crazy. That's fine. But, the level's just not quite there, right? I mean, the level was slipping. And you can say, yeah, we won 24 games and we won, or 30. How many games we won? Went undefeated at home. Yeah, that's fine. He was missing a play. He was missing Caleb. Yeah, that's fine. But we still, with Caleb, we still lost. We still had those inconsistencies and laid eggs in games we shouldn't have. And we've just been inconsistent. And Brian Ives, I mentioned Brian Ives last time, who does stat stuff for ESPN and is a Carolina grad. But he put something out. He put some more numbers out there today that I'm going to try to bring up, because they just kind of further drive home the point of it's just it's just not Carolina. It's just not Carolina. It's just not Carolina basketball. In the end, overall, high. Yes, there were high moments. Yes, there were high points.
Yep.
The Coach K, ending Coach K's career and all that, great. I mean, yeah, nobody can deny that. But, there weren't enough high points, quite honestly, in my opinion.
Right.
So, and there were
there
were too many lows. So
Hubert Davis finishes his term in with UNC 124 and 54.
There you go. Yeah, and I just pulled it up from the numbers from Brian. And Brian said, the 2022 season kind of cemented a positive legacy for him as a head coach. But then he said, however, numbers like these are hard to overcome. And that's what you said, 125 and 54 overall. That's 28th in D1.
Yeah.
24 versus AP top 25, 28 and 47 versus quad 1, 2 round of 60 losses, 1 missed tournament, and ended season on 3-game losing streak for the first time since 1970.
Yeah, that's
it was just
that's not what you want.
It's just time. And I'm not running down, like I said, man, Hubert's a Tar Heel. Nobody's denying that. But it just wasn't fitting. It just wasn't fitting. And so
yeah, and nobody's questioning the fact that Hubert Davis loves the university, loves UNC, loves the basketball program. And I just wonder if that weighed on him. Like, he knew the excellence of the program. He knew what the brand, what weight it carried, and heavy is the crown that sits upon your head when you're the head coach of the UNC basketball team. And AJ of Tar Heel 24/7, he was talking about it, I think, with Jacob Turner, and I think, again, he brought it up when he was talking to John Henson. He was going through the Getty images that they had took and posted, and he came across an image Wednesday before the VCU game of him at the pregame press conference, and compared it to an image of his first press conference after he was announced head coach of the basketball team. And Hubert Davis looks like 2 completely different people. He said he looks like he's aged 12 years, and like it's just wore him down. Like, and me personally, I didn't go back and pull those 2 images that he was speaking of, but you can kind of understand it because when you love a program so much, you want that program to succeed, and ultimately, when it's not, you're going to be stressed out about it. And I think there was a lot of pressure from day one. I mean, he was hand-picked by Roy, and that comes with a whole added amount of pressure that you gotta succeed. Probably one of the greatest coaches to ever do it, and
a lot to live up to.
Right or wrong,
a lot to live up to.
That head coach, him being the head coach, being right or wrong, that's neither here nor there. But when you can't live up to the expectations of the university, you can't expect the university to turn around and look at you and be like, okay, we're going to lower these expectations so you can continue to be the head coach. It's just not. It just can't work that way.
It can't. No, you're right. No, it can't. It absolutely cannot. So, I mean, yeah. And now it's what's next, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's what's next. Right. I mean, it'd be interesting it'll be interesting to see. It needs to be. There's no doubt it needs to be a home run. I mean,
no, it's got to be a home run.
I don't think I'm not saying anything crazy there. It's got to be a home run. And you've got, you got people that have been mentioned. You got names that you've been mentioned have come out and said, well,
yeah,
the longest of long shots in the names that got thrown around occasionally was Brad Stevens, and that was a long.
No, he's
shot.
already retracted,
and he's already come out and said, no, I'm not. No, my name's out of that. Which Brad Stevens was
Brad
Stevens was a crazy long shot. I mean, I was not delusional enough to think that we were going to get him. But again, make the calls, put the names out there. You got to make people say no. And you guys that are currently coaching that their names have been in there and they've had it mentioned to them and they've said, they're not interested and they're doing this and they're with their teams. But that's what they're going to say when they're still playing right now. Right. So.
I read an article where, DraftKings has a bet.
Yeah. I've seen that.
And Todd Golden of Florida has the lowest odds. He's at plus 300. Mark Byington at plus 400. TJO, he's at plus 5. Nate Oates at plus 600. Dusty Mays at plus 7. Billy Donovan's at plus 800. The next one was at 1,000. Grant McCaslin, 1,100. Tommy Lloyd, interestingly enough, is plus 12. Scott Drew,
really?
Rick Pitino. I don't even know why that's being mentioned. Jerry Steakhouse, Jay Wright at 18, and King Rice comes in at 2,000. So stupid. You know what else I find funny?
And Grant McCaslin's at Texas Tech. So, what do you find funny?
I've heard people mentioning Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith should be the head coach of the basketball team.
Because it got put out there. I don't watch the show anymore. I did years ago. I quit watching First Take, but I saw it on social media that Stephen A actually is the one that put that out in the atmosphere.
My brother is chiming in.
Is that Nathan? I heard somebody. Is that Nathan? I heard, I've heard that mentioned before. In jest, we got Belichick. Now we're going to go for
my brother. Chimed in. He actually told me that today when we was talking. He said they should just go get Phil Jackson, and then you can have Bill Belichick and Phil Jackson as your two coaches, as the two main breadwinners of the of your university.
No offense to Phil Jackson, but in the words of I think the crew chief Lucius from Ricky Bobby's crew chief Lucius from Talladega Nights goes, "Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby." No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know. That's what do you think about Hurley from UConn?
I don't. It's not a fit. He's not a fit.
He's not.
He's not a fit at Carolina. I mean, he's just not.
He's too.
He's not a fit at Carolina.
He does a lot of yapping.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a culture fit. I mean, the new coach is going to obviously have some culture. They're going to bring in their own stuff, but there still is there's something with Carolina that you can't. The way he does just doesn't fit. I mean,
you brought in a powder in Bill Belichick. Why can't you have the opposite and a flamethrower in Hurley?
First of all, I don't think that the university would want to have two potential PR nightmares like that either. I mean, that's the other thing to think about.
He makes me sneeze. Okay. I guess we're talking about Dan Hurley.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's what it is. I was wondering those weird shading. Yeah. Man, it's I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I want it to obviously get done, and it's going to have to get done because we're TikTok against the portal, right?
Yeah. And in a what do you make of the? Okay, so I saw you retweet the whole Elijah Davis picture, and I guess he's sticking up for his dad. And
for the most part, I got a lot of support on that. But there were a few people. I did have a few replies that
that
told me to some were nice about stop it, and there were some that were like somebody told me I was too old for that BS or something. I don't know, whatever. I get it. It's heat of the moment, and I understand that.
Yeah,
I get it, but on the flip side of the coin, that's not. What are you doing? I mean, what are you doing? You can't think Hubert was a fan of that.
I would hope not. But I mean, then you go look at Hubert Davis's statement after.
Yeah, that he wanted to continue. That's fine.
Yeah, he wanted to continue. And that he hopes that he is coaching in the very near future.
You know what? I hope he is too, and I hope he's successful wherever he goes. I mean, I there's nothing. I have no ill will. I have no problem with Hubert again. He's a Tar Heel. And he always will be. I don't care. He always will be. But I hope he's successful. I hope he finds a place. Just random Tar Heel stuff. You did see Wes Miller got the job at Charlotte, right?
Oh, did he? No, I have not seen that.
Yeah, Wes Miller got the job at UNC Charlotte.
Is that are we happy about that, or?
I'm happy for Wes. Yeah, I'm happy for Wes. I didn't want Wes.
He was at UNC Greensboro before. Is that right?
Nah, he was at Greensboro, and then he got up. And then he was up in Cincinnati, and he got let go by Cincinnati. He got let go by Cincinnati because I'd actually tweeted something when he got let go by Cincinnati. I quote tweeted it and said, Carolina, don't even think about it, because
right,
penchant for staying in the family. Okay, let's get rid. If we do get rid of Hubert, hey, let's bring Wes in. I don't like the.
No,
I don't like that fit either. Now I'll admit, I thought at the time if we were going to go between Hubert and Wes might have been a better fit initially. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how that would have played out, and then nobody else does. I mean, I don't know how that would have played out. So
who in a perfect world, who does North Carolina land as next head ball coach?
I will still say the out of the options out there, I don't hate really. I mean, I don't like Hurley. I don't like a Nate
I don't think Hurley's been mentioned. I just threw that in there for fun.
Well, I don't like Nate Oates as a fit. I don't think he
Nate Oates is kind of like a Hurley type.
I don't think he fits, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
murderers
and drug dealers on your team.
My initial and again, I mean, we don't need PR issues out of a coach here too, because quite honestly, you know the issues we've had on the football side of things. Hopefully that quiets down this year. We'll see.
I don't think so.
I said it. Well, I'm gonna walk into it this season with a clean slate on that respect, and let's just hope. Probably not, but that's what I'm going into it anyway. I said it initially. I said initially with that I really said Nathan is chatty on the comments tonight. Tommy Lloyd.
He could always come in and that.
Tommy Lloyd is Tommy Lloyd is the initial guy that I said. Tommy Lloyd was the guy I said right out the gate. I said, back the Brinks truck up to his door.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't dislike. I don't have a problem with a TJ Otzelberger guy type of deal. I think those might be my top two. Golden,
Florida, defending national champion until this weekend, where his team got bounced out.
Doesn't he have some issues?
I thought I heard somebody say Todd Golden had some issues, but at the same time,
yeah, I mean, like I said, I think, I think my top two would be Lloyd and then TJO. What about you? And I'm not saying, and again, I'm not saying we will get them. I mean, I've seen a lot of people on social media calling Carolina fans delusional for thinking, because names get mentioned. Like we say, like that, just because we mention a name of a coach means we think we're going to get them. Now, I don't know that we'll get them, but I'm saying that's who I would want. Now,
yeah, I mean, there's a list of people they've already called, and
they have, for sure.
They're going to start with their most desirable, and then I would assume they would go to their least desirable. Now, does the person that gets the phone call know they're the most or the least? Probably not. But just say, I've heard, I was listening to somebody and somebody said that, Nate Oates and Golden wouldn't be a fit at UNC because of, issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know what Nate Oates has got going on. I really don't like Nate Oates anyway.
I don't either. I pulled up. Golden has got some misconduct allegations accused of sexual harassment and stalking, but the university, that was in November of 24, and then January 25. Florida announced that they concluded the investigation and found no evidence of any Title IX violations. So
yeah.
So he's still got the accusations of all that stuff. And
all right, well, okay.
I would love to see Marcus Paige stay on staff. I agree with you, Nathan. 100%.
Here's some numbers for you. Todd Golden's buyout, $16 million.
Does Tommy Lloyd's on any particular day?
Probably April 1st, but you're probably going to want a head coach before then.
I would think so.
Or at least by then. Tommy Lloyd, $11 million. Alabama's Nate Oates goes to $10 million on April 1st. Dusty Mays is $7.5 million. TJ Otzelberger, $4 million.
I wouldn't hate a Dusty May either. Dusty May is another one that wouldn't, that would be.
Yeah, Michigan's head coach. Now, what kind of sweet revenge would that be if, Otzelberger comes to UNC and what does he bring Cadeau back with him?
Well, you talk about May if May comes back.
Yeah, that's what I meant. If May comes to UNC, does he bring Elliott back with him?
I don't think so. I don't think Elliott and Moms want anything to do with Carolina anymore.
Dude, that to me that would be poetic. Just like, oh yeah, you went to Michigan to get away from UNC. Guess what? Well, your head coach is coming to UNC. See you.
It'd be funny. It would be funny. It would be funny.
So what Hubert's since he wouldn't resign, Hubert's going to get the full $5 million.
I assume they probably worked. That was, from what I heard, part of the delay was working out buyout stuff because there was a timeline, and if people go look it up, you can go look up stuff from Shelby Swanson, who did a really good job with timeline on how things went down.
Yeah.
And supposedly he was asked, the ADs, the AD and AD in waiting went and, said, hey, we need you to give us your plan for how you're going to make things better moving forward.
Right.
And he presented it and they didn't like it. And they met with Roberts and recommended that he be relieved. So I think the long and short of it, as far as that goes. So
yeah, I heard that, and if you listen to anybody say anything about Hubert Davis, it's that he's stubborn, we'll say, when it comes to changing his ways.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I heard. That's how I heard it too as well.
So I'm assuming when asked about, give us your plan to make things better at UNC, I would assume it's more of the same.
Yeah. Well, and I'd heard that, changes to the staff being made were something that got mentioned would have had to have been done. I don't know if that's true or not. Again, I don't have sources. So
yeah. So
and Hubert's loyal. Hubert's loyal to a fault. So he would have. I can imagine he would have said, "No, those are my guys."
A lot of this is coach speak. So take this for what it was. So Tommy Lloyd was asked about the opening at UNC, and I quote: "I already have one of the best jobs in the country. One thing we talk about all the time is the ability to have full focus and present in the moment. I think we have a chance to advance in this tournament. This team deserves my full focus. There's not one thing that's going to knock me off that path." He goes on to say, I already have one of the best coaching jobs in the country, and I think our team's been crushing it this year. It's just the ability to have full focus and be present in the moment. The Michigan AD, Manuel, said, "I want Dusty to be the coach at Michigan for a long time and continue to achieve great success. I will actively work with him towards making all of that happen." Iowa State AD, excited for Cyclone Nation that TJ is not going anywhere. He will be our basketball coach for a long time. Now let's go have an exciting and successful time this weekend in Chicago. So I'm assuming they're
saying what I would expect them to say. I mean,
so I'm assuming that he took a buyout. KU fans. He took an extension. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's why they gave him an extension, and we're just waiting on him to respond to it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I saw that the AD had made that comment. But again, that could just. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, and that's
That's what?
I completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I mean, now it's just the waiting game. Like I said, just figuring out going. The portal opens the day after the national championship game, so it opens the 7th of April, and it closes on the 21st. So we'll see who leaves, who stays. Yeah, all kind of things that they'll have to see. How did the recruits hang to Domingo and Adams stay? I mean, I haven't seen anything from either one of them. I haven't seen anything about them.
So I like Nathan's comment here. Oh, not that one.
Yeah.
Sorry. At least we got a pair to actually fire, dude.
Well, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Nathan wanted Bill Belichick out at some point last year.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was said by both of y'all. So,
it will be interesting because, both of those are their Hubert Davis recruits, and I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen them say.
I haven't seen comments from them. Yeah, I haven't seen any comments from them. So, I mean, I haven't gone looking. But I also know that if they had made some comments, that it would have found its way on my Twitter timeline. So
yeah, no joke. So
yeah, I'd see how this works out. If this year doesn't work out any better than last year, yeah, I think you're right, Nathan. But another topic for another show.
Yeah. I hope they can keep him. Stevie Boy coming for Billy Baby soon.
Yeah. I said, see how this year plays out. If it doesn't play out any better, then.
Oh, he's talking about Steve Newmark.
Yeah, Newmark and Belichick. Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait. I hope we get invited back to the ACC kickoff so I can, ask Bill Belichick, a question. I'm not going to put it on the airwaves yet because I want it to be. I want to be the one that it might be one of them ones that you be like, you get that side eye and might get kicked out of the room for.
Yeah. Put it out there now. You want to get invited. So.
Yeah, that's also true. But that's fine. I'm not really concerned. Gosh, man, it's I feel sorry for Hubert Davis. I really do. I mean, when it comes to coaching, I mean, he no, I'm laughing at Nathan. Jesus,
I saw the comment. Oh, I saw the comment.
Bro, we know you won't ask nobody nothing. Well, Nathan, I'm going to have to now because you're not here to ask. So, there you go. But yeah, you don't ever want to. You're never rooting for anybody to lose their job because, even though they're multimillionaires and all this good stuff, it's they still feel some type of way. Then it's not just them that's losing their job. It's some of the assistants. I'm sure will probably lose their job.
Yep.
And then some of the support staff, they're probably going to be asked to go to I don't know. It all trickles downhill.
Yeah, basically.
So I mean, you feel bad for those guys. You hope that they all find landing spots, somewhere. And shoot, man, it's going to be an interesting time at UNC.
It's going to be,
and I'm here for all of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting.
They're going to have to hire somebody. It's got to be a home run, or this program's going to disappear.
That is, yeah. I mean, that's the point we are. I mean,
I'm sure if worst case scenario, they're looking at a $10 million buyout for one coach and whatever buyout for Hubert Davis, they'll come up with the money. I mean, I had it on good authority that they had to buy out money for Belichick last year. So
yeah. There's the money will be there because the money will be there because there were donors, there were big donors threatening to withhold NIL money and everything. If something didn't change with basketball this year. So the money, as long as those people like where it's going, the money will be there. The money will be there. And it sucks that it sucks that it has to be like that. But that's the world we live in, and it's the landscape. The landscape is what it is at this point. You have to figure out how to operate within it, within that landscape, as best as possible, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to. I mean, and if there's a coach out there that says, "Yeah, I'll come to UNC, but hey, my buyout's $12 million." North Carolina should just like, whatever. What's $12 million?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think none of those buyouts that you talk about. I don't think that would be. I don't think those buyouts are going to be an issue. I don't think those buyouts will be an issue. I don't think they'll be an issue.
No.
If that's who we want,
that'll be a couple checks.
Yeah, if that's who we want,
especially if they go to the donors and be like, "Hey, we got rockstar coach X. He said yes, but his buyout's $15 million. It's going to be a total of $20 million to get Hubert out, him in, then probably another $5 million for his assistants."
Yeah.
Are y'all on board? And if they like that number, like, oh yeah, here you go.
You know what?
Wire it directly to UNC.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he'll be on campus the next day. And they would be like, "Oh man, I can't believe they got that money." Well, don't be surprised that they got the money because at the end of the day, what do they say? Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah. I wonder.
What, you want to take over the head coaching job?
No, yeah, right. No, I don't need that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Sure, come on, Jeff.
I'll take the pay for a year, and then you can buy me out, and everybody can call me every name in the book, because that's about what it would get. That's about what we would look like, and we'd be deserving of everything. I wonder how this is going to affect Coach Williams going forward. You know what I mean? As far as, I mean, is he going to, is he still going to be sitting the game? And a lot of people, I'm sure, I'm not saying I care. I bring the question up. That's all. That's all it is.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. I
it's one of those things. I mean,
from that point of view. I
mean,
mean, because this was Hubert's guy.
I mean, he was, I mean, he was, Hubert was the guy he picked. I just wonder what that'll do, what it'll look like, either way. Like I said, I don't think you should have been able to pick your replacement in the first place. I know all that Coach Williams did, and I'm not minimizing. I'm not minimizing that. I'm not minimizing any of that at all. But handpicking your successor a lot of times just leads to problems. I mean, that's what the administration's for.
I mean, I am glad to see that the administration, hired an agency to help with this search. How much they help, I guess we'll find out. It did worry me when they said they was going to talk to, former players, former coaches, and get their inputs on, which way they should go. That's kind of on shaky ground with me. Like how much stock are you putting into what they say? But I think Steve Newmark mainly. He's a new guy. He's from out of the. He's a NASCAR guy,
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it last time. Yep.
He's not this like, somebody that's been in the UNC administration office and greased the right pockets and got put into the AD situation because he did favors for such and such and helped such and such with whatever. So I hope going forward that Steve will have the university's best interests at heart. Yeah. And if a situation like this arises again, maybe it don't take 5 years. Maybe it takes
he's a business
3 years.
Because he's a business guy, man. He's about business. So it's I mean, he's a business guy. So he's gonna look at it. He's going to look at it a little differently, and I think that honestly, I think that perspective is needed.
Yeah,
we talked about that before. We've talked about it before, and how reasons we think he could be a good fit with given what he's had to deal with in the NASCAR world and the way college sports is operating now. I think his perspective is going to be something that's going to wind up being good.
Yeah, that's what I hope. From every facet of UNC athletics, and that includes football.
Yep.
But I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. Anything else?
I do not. I don't. Every fan would wear an attachable goatee to every game. Thanks, Nathan.
Oh yeah. There you go.
If I was coach, If I was coach,
if he was the head coach,
could be the fan. That could be the giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't have to have a white. Hey, for whiteout games, it'd just be you have a whiteout game and just have to go too.
I mean, I don't know. You might be spotted in Peebles with a white T-shirt on. You never know.
Put my picture on social media.
Oh boy, yep. That's going to be you, buddy.
Yeah.
So. You're going to be associated with the whiteout games from here on out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably so. I think that might have died. That might actually start to die. Luckily, we don't have any viewers left on this thing, but then we'll have people watching later. So I was hoping that it would die down a little bit, but we'll see.
Oh, no, I just brought it all the way back up.
I appreciate you. Thanks, man.
But I'm going to get out of here and,
Let's do it.
and go get ready for tomorrow. And then, hey,
Yep,
UNC football started. So, we always got that to get ready to start diving into.
Get ready to talk about. Yeah, we need to figure that out. Yep. We'll get our baseball and softball talking about.
Oh yeah, that's tomorrow. Baseball, softball tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
I'll see it.
Drop on Friday. Yep.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
All right, bud. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate everybody that came out to watch this thing, especially my brother who posted all 50 comments in the chat. That's awesome. And said, adding value to the program by actually showing his face and having his announcer voice, grace us with his presence. So
thanks for your support, though, Nathan. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate your support. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always,
go Heels.